This is Special Reporter Thomas Schultze here with Mae Timmons. So, Ms. Timmons.
Hi, Thomas.
Where are you from?
Well, I am originally from the state of New Jersey, which is, about 400 miles from here.
Nice. Are there any siblings of yours that we should know about?
Great question. I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters. I'm lucky. I came from a big family.
They can be a handful, can't they?
They sure can.
Do you have any pets?
I do. Right now I have one. It's a yellow lab named Mac.
A yellow lab, huh?
And it is the first boy dog. I've always had girl dogs. They're a little quieter. Mac is kind of loud.
Well, aren't all dogs?
Well, I've had some quiet ones, but this dog, do you like dogs?
Yeah.
Me too. This guy is rambunctious and loud.
Yeah, I can kind of relate to that. So, tell me, what do you teach here at NRHS?
My job is speech and language, and that means I'm a speech and language teacher, and I get to work with all kinds of students on all aspects of communication. So it could be social skills, it could be speaking skills, it could be vocabulary, it could be comprehension and understanding, reading and writing. I just try to help students here be successful.
And how's that job going?
I love my job, Thomas.
Good to know.
Yeah, it's a great job. We have great students here who are very accepting of help and who want to do well, and we have great teachers here. So, and we have a great administration that supports the students and supports the teachers, so I have a lot of fun in my job.
I heard that you have a social club every Monday after school.
I do. I actually run 2 clubs in this school. First, I'll talk about the social club, since you brought that up. Social club is after school on Mondays, and right now we have 4 guys in the group, and it's a wonderful group. It's a relaxed group. Sometimes we have a snack, something to eat, and we talk about things that are difficult. We talk about things that are fun. We work on social skills. We solve problems. It can be hard to be a teenager and know how to fit in or know how to make friends or take those steps. So that's what that group is all about.
Yeah. No, even I go there to improve my social skills.
Yes, you do. You are a wonderful addition to the group this year. We have yourself and another freshman. And that's part of what I love about working in a high school, is that even though I'm sad to see the seniors leave, it's always so exciting to meet new freshmen like yourself. So the social club is a whole new club this year because we have 2 new members. And you're one of them, and it's wonderful. And we're really happy you're in that club.
Thank you. So am I.
The other club that I run is Mock Trial. And Mock Trial is also a wonderful club, and that is a club for students that are interested in the law. And so we get a case, and we study the case, and then students on the team get roles. Like someone might be a lawyer, someone might be a witness. And then we go against other schools like Monomoy and Sturgis East and Sturgis West, and we compete, and we see who wins the case. And we do that in a real court of law down at the Barnstable Courthouse.
Wow.
So it's very exciting.
So how did you come up with the idea for a social club?
Great question, Thomas. About 7 years ago, I had some students who needed help with social skills. And they didn't like being interrupted during the school day. I try never to interrupt students when they're in core academic classes like math or English or history or science. So if I'm going to work with a student, I might try and interrupt them during their study skills block or an elective, like clay or physical fitness, something like that. But this group of students didn't even like to be interrupted then. And actually, it was the students who suggested that we do an after-school club.
Really?
Because, yeah, we tried meeting at lunches, but it's so confusing because everybody had different lunch times. And that just didn't work out. So the after-school club really worked. So we've kept it that way.
That's good to know. Is there a specific goal for a social club?
Well, it depends on what the individual student wants. In social club, right now, each person is different and unique. And so for one person, it might be very easy to make friends. But it's very hard for them to handle frustration. Maybe they don't like getting feedback from a teacher. And so that person, their goal might be to work on self-control, not to kind of lose it in the classroom if they get feedback. But for another student, they might have trouble taking the first step in a friendship. So they might not know the words to say to get a friendship started. So for that student, that's the goal. So for everybody, it's kind of different. And we try to find out what's important to the student.
I see.
And, like if someone came to me and said in group, oh, it's driving me crazy because someone wants to always talk to me and during lunch I like to be quiet. So if someone came to me, we would try to solve that problem. We would try to make sure that the person wasn't being unfriendly, but still got their needs met.
What do you normally do during social club?
So sometimes we bring in a structured activity like a game. There are a lot of great social skill games that focus on things like how do you find out information about another person? One of those, the game is called Say Anything. And it's a fun game where you write something and someone has to predict who said what statement. And you have to be paying attention to what interests the other people have. And so that's a great friendship skill. So sometimes we have things like that. Sometimes we just have a snack. Recently we lost a member of the social club, so we had a celebration of his life and a remembrance. So every club meeting is a little bit different, but we try to target skills that will help a student be successful in school. And then the other thing we have found out is that sometimes right in social club, people start becoming friends. And so it's a nice way to get friends. And our hope is that maybe some of the members of the social club might even text each other or call each other on the weekend or over vacation.
How long has the social club been around?
Thomas, I think the social club has been around for about 7 or 8 years.
Really?
Yeah.
That long? I hear that you're a speech therapist.
Yes. Yes. To be a speech therapist, I had to go to college for that. So I did go to college in New Jersey at the College of New Jersey, and that was for my undergraduate degree. And to become a speech therapist, you also have to go for more college to graduate school. And I came to Boston to go to Boston University. And there I was in Boston, so my first job was in Boston as a speech therapist. And then I got a job here on Cape Cod in 1983. That's a long time ago. So I've been on Cape Cod for about 35 years.
Wow.
But my first job was at a head injury center where I worked and helped people learn to speak again after a head injury.
That's nice.
It was an exciting job.
When did you start working here?
So I started working at Nauset High School about maybe 10 or 11 years ago, Thomas.
Wow.
But I've worked for Nauset in the preschool. I've worked for Nauset at the Eddy Elementary School. So I've worked for Nauset, the district, for over 20 years.
Wow. Have you ever worked on other jobs before working at the school?
Yes, well, I mentioned the head injury job, and that was a hard job because there was a lot of sadness when people had car accidents. But it was an exciting and wonderful job because I got to see people make progress. And so I had that job on Cape Cod. I also worked at New England Rehab Hospital in Boston before I came to the Cape. And then after the head injury job, I went to work for the Harwich schools. So I worked for the Harwich schools. And then all along I've also always done what's called private practice. That means sometimes when I leave school here, I have another office where I go and sometimes see people who need help with speech and language at night or on the weekends. So I'm busy.
What do you teach other students as a speech therapist?
That's also a great question. People always think that all a speech therapist works on is speech, because the word is in our name. But very few students in the high school have trouble with actual speech. So I do a lot of work with language. So I work on understanding what words mean, how to improve your vocabulary. I work on listening skills, listening memory. That's all language. And then I do a lot of work, as you know, with social skills. So those are my main areas. Every now and then a student will have a problem with speech, like someone may stutter, or someone might have a swallowing problem, or someone might have trouble making a particular sound. So in those cases I do work on their speech.
In my opinion, I think the social club is helping me with my social skills.
Thanks, Thomas.
Yeah. Would you mind telling us what we've done so far in social club?
Of course. Well, we've started off the school year by basically just getting to know one another in September. And then we've done some activities around how to figure out what other people are interested in. Because here's a secret about social skills, which is the number one thing that everybody loves to talk about is themselves. And so it's a great social skill to make people talk about themselves. So if I say to you, hey, do you like the Red Sox? Or so I might watch and see if you wear Red Sox hat or shirt, then I might know you like the Red Sox. So we talk about how do you figure out what other people like. So we've done some things with that. And then, of course, a couple times we've just met as a group to talk about the student who we lost in our club because it just happened. And so we had to talk about that. And then, of course, we had a celebration of life. One of the things that we also did in club this year so far was a music share, where everyone brought in a piece of music that they like. Because music reveals a lot about who a person is. So we've done some things to support friendships.
Yeah. Thank you for answering these questions.
You are most welcome. They were great questions, Thomas. It was my pleasure.
You're welcome. This is Special Reporter Thomas Schultze saying good night, good luck, and be well.